Hello and welcome to News Now on TV360. I'm Thelma Okoro. 2 people have been confirmed dead in a failed suicide bomb attack in Maiduguri, Borno State, northeast Nigeria. Those killed include a civilian Joint Task Force member and the suicide bomber. Authorities say the bomber planned to attack a mosque during morning prayers in the area but was stopped by security officials. Now, even though no group has claimed responsibility for that attack, all fingers point to jihadist group Boko Haram. The sect has deployed young women and children as suicide bombers in crowded places such as mosques, markets and bus stations. Just 2 weeks ago, the terrorists bombed the University of Maiduguri, killing 3 people. A federal high court in Abuja has adjourned ruling seeking protection for witnesses in the trial of former National Security Advisor Colonel Sambo Dasuki, retired. The application was filed by the Nigerian government, represented by Oladipo Okpeshe, who is their lawyer. The government is insisting that the witnesses be given protection by the court by not allowing their names and addresses to be made public in the course of the trial. The case has now been set till 1st of March 2017. The Nigerian Customs Service has intercepted over 650 pump-action rifles in Nigeria's commercial city of Lagos. The rifles were trickily concealed in iron doors and other goods shipped into the country, reportedly from China. Now, authorities have confirmed that some suspects have been arrested in connection with that crime. Here's a report from our correspondent, Abiola Ismail.
The Controller General of Customs.
A tip-off set this ball in motion. Nigerian Customs Service Federal Operation Unit Ikeja Zone A intercepted a marked truck conveying a 1x40-feet container in Lagos. At first glance, it looks just like other trucks found in Maitu Apapa Road, Lagos, one of the busiest land border in Nigeria. Apparently not satisfied with just a glance, the officials drove the truck to his office in Ikeja to search it properly after receiving a tip-off. There, a surprise awaits them. 49 paper boxes containing 661 pieces of pump-action rifles were found neatly packed inside the container. Looking brand new, weapons appear like they have never been used before. They were concealed with steel doors and other items in the huge container. Authorities are still trying to investigate where they were imported from and their final destination.
I want to assure you that
Comptroller General of Customs, retired Colonel Ahmed Ali, says such deadly violation of the law is unacceptable at a time when considering the security situation in some parts of the country.
in operation now. So this one, if somebody has this, you can be sure how many lives will it take. So this is how little this thing is. And because of that, the country, the Nigerian government decides to ban it, because if you allow this, they used to allow it under license, but since we had this insurgency issue, it was banned. It's not bullet. It's cutters, it's pellets, and it's more dangerous because bullet can only hit one person at a time. But this is pellets. As you start, if you burst one, it will affect virtually everybody that is standing before the thing. So it's more dangerous than a bullet, because bullets can only shoot one at a time. And if it's not automatic, then you have to cock again and shoot. But if this one burst can affect so many people.
Ali promised that all those involved in the smuggling of the contraband will be prosecuted.
Tom has prided itself on clearance of goods under 48 hours in the past. But because of the unavailability of scanners, we have now compelled our officers to ensure it will be long, it's not going to facilitate trade as we want it, but for security of this country, we will rather go through the pains of taking every container at a time.
The Nigerian Customs Services says the seizure emphasizes the determination of the service to enforce all laws relating to importation and exportation of goods into and out of the country, thereby contributing to the economy, security and well-being of the country. Abiola Ismail, TV360 Lagos.
Corruption not in my country.
Hello? Yeah, I found your wallet in front of a supermarket. Meet me at Apple Junction. Yes, I'll be waiting for you.
Now we find out. Two of us.
Thank you very much, officer. You know, it's surprising that men like you still exist in the police force.
Yes,
Oh, yes.
This is just a token of my appreciation.
Oh, no, you don't need to do this. We're only doing our job.
Thank you very much. God bless you.
You're welcome.
Now I know police is really my friend.
Yes.
Friend. Hey. Okay, which came up with this one now? I don't understand.
You know your problem. You are greedy. I'm a policeman who is doing his job. All forms of corruption in the force. Not in my country.
Corruption not in my country.
The African Union has formally admitted Morocco as a member nation. The historic event comes 33 years after the country withdrew from the organization. The North African Kingdom quit the AU's predecessor, which is the Organization of the African Unity, amid a dispute about the body's recognition of Western Sahara, most of which has been controlled by Morocco since 1976. King Mohammed, the country's leader, addressed the African Union saying he was glad to be home. Officials of Western Sahara have also welcomed the admission of Morocco into the Pan-African body. Controversial Nigerian pastor Johnson Suleiman has been released by the Department of State Services after he reported for questioning. He has come under fire since a controversial video surfaced online showing him tell his congregation to attack and kill any Fulani herdsman seen around the church premises. But he has, however, insisted that his remark over the killing of Fulani herdsmen has no religious implications.
It's everywhere. Every right-thinking person who is not sentimental and not partisan and not political know that what I said was within the premise of a private property. And I was talking on my personal capacity of an information from a reliable source that certain people in the capacity of herdsmen were coming to attack me, and I told the people around, if this happens, defend yourself. And I'll still repeat it, that Nigerians, Christians, and all are sundry, no one would be excited or willingly offer his neck to be used for a sacrifice or a ritual. It is only natural for you to defend yourself, and that's what I stand on. I don't stand there. I'm not involved in religious uprising or religious uproar. What I stand for, which also the Constitution of Nigeria upholds, is self-defense.
The Nigerian government has filed a suit seeking protection of its witnesses in the trial of a federal high court judge, Justice Adeniyi Ademola, and his wife, Olabowale Ademola. At the resumed hearing, prosecuting counsel Segun Jegede told the court that the witnesses are being harassed and asked the court to protect them. However, the defense counsel objected to that request and asked the court to dismiss it. Nigeria's Vice President Yemi Osinbajo has recommended the adoption of day-to-day trials to curb corruption in the nation's judicial sector. Speaking at the opening ceremony of a summit here in Lagos, Osinbajo, who was represented by the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, said the major problem in the judicial sector is the administration of justice. The Vice President also urged lawyers and others to change their attitudes and stand up for what is right. The Nigerian government has unveiled a locally produced solar-powered electronic voting machine. The device was developed by the National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure. Minister of Science and Technology, Ogbonnaya Onu, says the device is capable of eliminating electoral malpractices and reducing the cost of conducting elections in the country. Nigeria's next general elections will hold in 2019.
We believe that it is important that every vote should count and that every voter must matter. And this is what will make our democracy very strong. And then we will be in a position to elect Nigerians who will offer selfless service to the nation because they will represent the interests of those who elected them. Because if elections are not free and fair, then those who are elected through falsification and malpractices will not really owe so much to Nigerians.
The solar-powered electronic voting machine with cloud-based election result collation system is developed using cloud-based computing, which addresses most of the current electoral challenges with several advantages. Specifically, it eliminates ballot box snatching, multiple thumb printing, failure of card reader, alteration of data, that is the polling result, between polling units and collection centers. In addition, it made provision for real-time election results as voting progresses. It has provision for diaspora voting. It also incorporates partial recognition, radio frequency identification device options for voters' identification, in addition to thumb printing and card reader. By this we mean, once you are the one that register and obtain that voting card, even if something is wrong with your hand, you are, or any problem at all, your face can be used to recognize it automatically that you are the owner of this voter's card.
The Federal Road Safety Corps has recommended a nationwide ban on commercial motorcycles, popularly known as Okada, to reduce road accidents. The recommendation forms part of the October road traffic crash report submitted by the Corps Marshal, Boboye Oyeyemi. I beg your pardon. In the report, the Corps Marshal admitted that commercial motorcycles remain a major cause of fatal road traffic accidents across the country. Ibrahim Idris, the Inspector General of Police, has appointed Jimo Moshood as a new Force Public Relations Officer. Moshood takes over from Don Owuna, who has been posted to the Akwa Ibom State Command as a commissioner. A statement by the police force says Moshood was once the spokesman of the Abuja Police Command. Until his appointment, he was the Deputy Force Public Relations Officer in that state. The Borno State government, in collaboration with the Center for Arts and Creative Talent, has conceived a platform known as the Beats of Borno Photo Exhibition. The exhibition is to showcase the resilience of Borno State citizens after the 7-year insurgency which ravaged the area. Most of the pictures shot by acclaimed photographer Fatih Abubakar showcases the beauty, culture, traditions and daily lives of people living in Borno State. Organizers of the exhibition say the exhibition is being held to show that life was returning to Borno State and it's not all gloom and death in the region.
Having seen what is going on, i.e. that most media show death and carnage and the gory bits, but is that all there is to Borno? The insurgency came and you had people who were very caught up in the situation, but having been caught up in it, they were still going about their business. They were still doing their ordinary everyday life. And it was a case there where he said, we may be bruised, but we are not broken. And that is where the emphasis comes in, bruised but not broken. And to show that the community has a lot going for it, and they stand defiant in what they're doing. And that's what Fatih wanted to show. The way the people of the state have come out and said, we are not going to be broken. We may be hurt, we may have been brought down, but we will come back up again and we will stand for what we believe in, for ourselves.
what the Northeast Regional Initiative wants to achieve with this particular exhibition is to actually bring to the forefront of the national discourse that life in Borno State is actually changing. The narrative that has been in the front burner all this while is about the insurgency, about the gory stories, gory pictures, and having stories of hopelessness, stories of total defeat, stories of as if complacency, that people are just completely not existing, just hunger and the rest. But right now, things are improving in the Northeast. The military are doing very wonderful work. We have seen lots of investment, lots of interest. A lot of organizations have moved into the Northeast, and they are creating impact. So the stories are changing, but for some reasons, the narrative had always and consistently remained on the negative. So what we want to achieve with this is to impact the narrative coming from the Northeast that life is changing. The common citizen, the ordinary citizens are struggling in the face of insurgency. That any moment, the reality or the prevailing reality is any moment bomb can just get up and you will die. But still, people are resilient. People are showing courage. People are taking back control of their lives in the Northeast. So we want to impact the narrative and change a little bit, have an impact on the narrative that life is actually improving in the Northeast. That's why you are not seeing any photos of mutilated bodies, bomb exploding, people's legs, people's arms. No, you will see good pictures, positive pictures that of ordinary Nigerians, that life is changing. Government is working, government is trying in their own best, but life is actually improving in the Northeast. That's mainly what we want to achieve with this. Yeah.
Mr. John! Mr. John! What is it now?
What is it now?
Please turn down the volume of your music. It's too loud.
And how is that your business?
It is disturbing me. I can't sleep.
And the same way you are disturbing my right to good music and where I enjoy it. What's wrong with you? Is there another person complaining?
Maybe we thought that you have lost your mind. Are you having a party?
I'm just respecting you, sir. You remember I paid my husband too.
You will not understand why we are complaining, because you do not care about other people except yourself. Look, the transformation we need in this country begins in this compound.
Yes, now.
From you and I. This your selfishness is an offshoot of corruption. And corruption not in my country. Go to your bank. Go.
Corruption not in my country.
Up next, we have business news. Fidelia has all the latest details.
Thank you, Thelma. The Nigerian naira fell against the greenback to 500 on the black market as the nation's dollar scarcity worsens. The currency's unofficial rate is now 38% weaker than the central bank's level of 309. The fall comes despite the nation's foreign reserve upward turn since October 18, 2016, courtesy of increase in crude oil sales in the country as a result of the cut made by OPEC. Nigeria's Transforcados pipeline, which has been shut since 2016, could reopen towards the end of the second quarter of 2017. This is according to SEPLA Chief Executive Austin Avuru. The pipeline, operated by Nigerian Petroleum Development Company (NPDC), has been hit by several militant attacks, the first on a subsea section in February. Seplat, a Nigerian oil and gas exploration company, produces about 75,000 barrels of oil per day, which is exported either through the Forcados Export Terminal or Warri Ferry. Oil prices dipped on Tuesday as rising U.S. drilling activities undermined effort by OPEC and other producers to cut output in a move to prop up the market. Brent crude futures were trading at $55.13 a barrel, while U.S. crude futures fell to $52.45 a barrel. The fall reflects a sentiment that effort led by the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Company, OPEC, to cut output by almost 1.8 million barrels per day in order to end overproduction were not big enough to offset rising U.S. drilling. Well, that's all on business. Thelma will be back with more stories. Don't go away.
Corruption not in my country.
Hello? Yeah, I found your wallet in front of a supermarket. Meet me at Apple Junction. Yes, I'll be waiting for you.
Now we find out. Two of us.
Thank you very much, officer. You know, it's surprising that men like you still exist in the police force.
Yes, so...
Oh, yes.
This is just a token of my appreciation.
Oh, no. You don't need to do this. We're only doing our job.
Thank you very much. God bless you.
You're welcome.
Now I know police is really my friend.
Yes.
Friend. Hey. Okay, which came up with this one? I don't understand.
You know your problem. You are greedy. I'm a policeman who is doing his job. All forms of corruption in the force. Not in my country.
Corruption not in my country.
Donald Trump has sacked the acting U.S. Attorney General after she questioned the lawfulness of his immigration ban. Sally Yates, had been appointed under ex-President Barack Obama, earlier ordered Justice Department lawyers not to enforce the president's executive order. Dana Buente, who is the U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Virginia, replaced her as acting Attorney General. He has directed the department to enforce Trump's order on Muslim ban. The suspect charged with murder in Sunday's shooting that left 6 people dead at a Quebec City mosque was a lone wolf. Alexander Bissonnette was identified as the person who opened fire at the Quebec Islamic Cultural Center. He faces 6 counts of first-degree murder and 5 attempted murder charges. The 27-year-old is a student of Laval University in Quebec City. Former Super Eagles coach Christian Chukwu has been named as the new general manager of Nigerian champions Rangers International. That decision was announced after approval by the state government. His appointment takes effect immediately. Meanwhile, the new management is expected to hold the club's poor start in the new NPFL season. The club is currently 12th on the table with 6 points from the first 5 matches. Odion Igalo is closing in on his mega money move to China from Watford. He has been booked for his medical ahead of a £20 million switch to Chinese Super League outfit. Igalo was deliberating over the move after Watford accepted the bid, with his preference to move to one of the clubs in Beijing or Shanghai. But after that interest cooled, the striker has now agreed to press ahead with the deal. He will sign a £200,000 per week deal. President of the Spanish League, Javier Tebas, has confirmed that the league will begin the implementation of video referencing from the 2018 to 2019 season. His comments come less than a week after second-place Barcelona were denied a goal after a Real Betis defender cleared the ball from what seemed like over the goal line. The Spanish authorities had initially refused to comment, but Tebas has now confirmed that the body was toying with the idea of introducing video referees. That's all we have on News Now. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Thelma Okoro.